If it's Wednesday, that can mean only one thing. It's Corner House Chronicles Day.
So excited.
Here we are, folks. Welcome on in. Have a seat at the table and get ready for some good stuff. I'm John.
I'm Jason.
And we're here.
For you.
Just for you and your eardrums.
It's true. If anyone says different, don't listen.
Fake news.
Fake news. Just trying to keep us away.
And since you're listening, we would like to thank you because we just recently crossed the threshold of 1,000 total downloads.
It's a big deal for us.
It is. It's exciting stuff, man. We've only been doing it for 4 months.
It's true.
Well, 5 months.
5 months. But it's weird to think that there's people out there listening.
You people
Listening right now.
You're just listening to two guys in a garage.
All you're doing is surprising us and making us happy.
And we owe you for that.
We do. We're working on ways to pay you back.
Excluding the velvety tones.
That's true.
We pay you back every week with those.
Every damn time. So smooth.
So if you've been following along with our show, like we hope you have, we've hinted and given slight detail to this idea we came up with in honor of March Madness. See, I admit, again, that I am a sucker for brackets. I love a good bracket. I don't know what it is about it. Something about the mystery of who's going to come out on top when you see everything laid out in front of you.
The not knowing.
Yeah.
The possibilities.
Yep. And
the epic matchups.
It's cool with basketball because the kids play the game and you never know how the ball's going to fall.
It's true.
But when we can do a bracket of anything we want, it makes it a little more exciting.
It's true.
So we decided to do a bracket of comedy movies, like we told you before. And if this is your first time listening to our show, we're doing a March Madness style bracket of comedy movies.
From 1980 to present.
That's a long time.
That's a lot of movies.
We found it to be quite the list.
It was difficult.
So what we did was we randomly selected everything.
Pretty much.
We randomly selected what movies would fill out the brackets and what spot they would be located.
Versus the other randomly located comedy classic.
And I got to say, we came up with some good ones.
There were some other ones that were like, that's an easy one. And then there's one you're just like, wow, I don't know. Because they're just iconic, memorable. You hold the attachment to them, quote them all the time.
Yeah, you could sit down and watch it, no problems.
You're like, I could watch that.
But if the case were to come up where both of the movies were on at the same time,
what are you going to do?
Commercial free, no edits, and you have to pick one to watch. Give your attention to it.
No flipping back and forth.
No, that's cheating.
Yeah. You got to commit to this.
You've got to bring your A game to the viewing of the movie.
This is true. It depends on you.
Yep. So what we're going to do is we released a couple already. If as you're listening to this, we have had 4 matchups go out on Facebook.
One from each different bracket.
Yep. We did one Monday morning, and then one Monday afternoon, one Tuesday morning, and one Tuesday afternoon. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave the polls open on our Facebook page for 4 days. So you can go over to our Facebook page and vote on it. We'll be sharing it from our pages. Hopefully we can get a couple other people to share them. We'll try to get a lot of turnout for each vote.
And if you do visit our website, our Facebook, and vote, please share. Maybe your friends want to get in on this.
Like the page, too. It will pop up in your feed with the rest of the polls. But we're going to try and zip through the first round.
Yeah.
That's why we're going to do 2 a day. And the first one we released Monday morning was from our Monroe bracket. And it was the number 2 seed, The Hangover, against the number 15 seed, Meet the Parents.
That is not an easy choice.
This was a tough one for the first round. For those of you who have seen the movies, I hope all of you at this point.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're relatively older movies.
That's weird to say, but yes.
So, yeah, that one, that's a good matchup there. I'm leaning towards The Hangover myself as far as laughs. I thought it was a funnier movie.
Meet the Parents was good, but
it was good.
The Hangover had a lot more just like, holy shit moments.
Yeah. So that was a good one. Give us your vote if you haven't already voted. The Monday afternoon was from our Goddard bracket, and that was the number 8 seed, What About Bob? which is a fucking classic.
Oh, come
You know
on.
what I mean, it's
Bill
got
Murray.
Bill Murray, right?
It's
And that was matched up against the number 9 seed Step Brothers.
that was difficult.
And this is, yeah.
That was not easy. I mean, Bill Murray, comedy legend, amazing.
It was,
But it's Step Brothers.
What About Bob was such a funny movie, too.
Baby steps.
Baby steps, man. I'm in the city. Can you believe it? I'm leaving.
I'm sailing.
Yep.
It's a great movie. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out.
Yeah, you must have been living under a rock if you haven't seen What About Bob and or Step Brothers for that. But
It's true.
that one I probably voted for Step Brothers. I'd have to go back and double check that, but so there we go. We're firing off 2 good matchups right away.
Oh, yeah.
That was Monday. Tuesday morning was the Telegraph bracket, and that was number 8 Waiting against number 9 Get 'Em to the Greek.
Again, Waiting, very good.
It was a clever movie.
Clever.
It's stuff that we've all thought about at a restaurant from time
yeah.
to time, or if you've worked in one.
But Get Him to the Greek.
It's a Jeffrey, dude. You can't go wrong.
Who does he offend? Everyone
Nobody.
loves Jeffrey.
Everybody. He's just that bloke from down the road.
You know?
Do you think it's a real thing, or was
The
it
Jeffrey?
Yeah, or was it made up for Hollywood? Like a script writer was like, "This will be funny," or
I think it started out as that.
Yeah.
And then there's probably people out there who was like, fuck it, I'm making a Jeffrey.
Let's do it.
You know?
Get as many.
That's the beauty of
drugs.
the Jeffrey.
Yeah.
It goes away,
Yep.
but then it comes back.
I don't know, man. I liked Waiting. I did, but Get Him to the Greek, I think, in that matchup probably takes
Just
it.
pet the furry wall.
Yeah. When it's like, no, bro. When he's smoking the joint and doing the whiskey in the limo, just so
Like,
what's his name
"Stop being a
can't.
bitch. I'm trying to get my smoke out.
Put these drugs in your bottom. So that was a tough one too, man. We've had some good ones that we found as we filled out our brackets.
Yes.
Real quick before we do the last one, the pictures are up on our Facebook page. You can go through and look at the bracket in its
All the
entirety,
matchups.
all the matchups. Maybe if you want, get out a little sheet of paper and
Make your own.
make your own just to see how you fare against all the voters.
I will say, as you get further along with it, it gets tougher and tougher.
Yeah, man, the second round was tough, and then it got really difficult.
Not easy choices. Then looking back at your choices, like, man, why did I pick that? I mean, it's good, but then you start thinking about the other movie, like,
Yeah,
not easy. Not easy, folks.
You'll find if you want to play along that
Oh, yeah.
it's a
We
little
encourage
tricky. And then the last one we did for Tuesday evening was from our Robert bracket, and that was number 4 Ted, which is it. Just take a second to think about that movie. It's a great movie.
Holy shit, it's Flash Gordon.
Right. It is basically a live episode of Family Guy.
Pretty much.
But it's still good
Oh,
stuff.
Well done.
And that drew against the number 13 seed, Bad Santa,
The holiday classic.
which, ironically enough, I remember hearing an interview with Billy Bob Thornton. He turned that movie down.
Really?
When his agent first called him with the script and gave it to him, he passed. Then he missed out on another project, and they called him back. It was like, we really want you in this movie. And he reread the script, signed on for it.
Wow.
Turned out to be a pretty funny movie.
Yeah.
I don't know it's quite as funny as Ted.
That was a hard draw for it.
It was. I think Ted probably is the funnier movie.
I would agree.
And I haven't seen Ted 2 yet, but I want to. I've heard good and bad things about it.
Yeah.
It's a
It has its
sequel,
moments,
so
yeah.
it's going to be a sequel, but
The first one's definitely better, but,
yeah.
worth a watch.
So those are our polls for the beginning of the week there. They'll be open for 4 days.
Mhm.
So the first 2 will close down Thursday, and then the second 2 will be on Friday. And then by next week when we do our new show, we'll have some first-round winners. And then it'll just continue. Like I said, we're going to do 2 a day, at least through the first round.
Just to get it moving.
To get it moving, yeah. Or else
There's
this
a
will
lot of
take 3
matchups to
months.
get through, yeah. We could drag this out, but
We could, but I kind of want to do one with some music.
that's true.
Another. I've already got plans for a new bracket.
Oh. Again, we could do a bracket for almost any.
Pretty
Breakfast
much.
cereals.
Oh, that's a good one too. I didn't think about that. Breakfast cereals.
It could be anything.
That would be strong there.
I mean, how far does Boo Berry actually make it?
Probably not too far with the likes of Cheerios,
Cheerios is a strong competitor.
Cookie Crisp.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch would not make it very far with me. Not
No?
a fan. Nope.
I was a fan of that one.
Yeah.
That's for sure. See, folks, it's that easy.
It is
Brackets,
that easy.
They it's fun.
Give us ideas of brackets you would like to see us do in the future if you
Oh,
like.
yeah, there we go.
Get some...
What would make for a good bracket? And you got to have at least 64.
It's true.
That's a standard bracket size there.
Well, it has to be able to fit 64.
Yeah.
So if you're like, what's the best hair care product?
Probably not going to work.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be interesting or exciting. Like, make it something that you're like, I've always wondered.
Let's see what people think,
Mm-hmm.
because comedy movies are something we can all really get into, right? They vary, but we all like them.
This is true.
To the extent.
Who doesn't like Super Troopers? Be honest.
Yeah. You show me somebody that thinks that's a bad movie, and I'll show you a bad person. I'm so jazzed up for the sequel. Super
Coming out
Troopers
soon.
2. Oh, I can't wait, man.
It's coming out soon.
Can't wait.
Beep, bop, boop.
So, yep, that's our movie bracket idea. We'll see what happens.
It was not easy.
Yeah, no, we filled out ours all the way to the end. Well, close to the end. Just to see.
We
how it-
filled out to the finals. We haven't named a champion yet, respectively, but it's not easy.
No,
Once it gets there, you're just like, I can't.
I'm torn.
Oh, it's horrible.
I am torn. So play along with us, folks, if you haven't already. Been following our page and seen the polls. We're using poll questions because that's just the easiest way to get this done. Might throw some on Instagram just for a couple of the good matchups, but
Yeah,
whatever.
the tough
We'll see.
ones.
We'll see how that plays out because there's some movies that you guys might not have seen before.
This is true.
So if that's the case, when you go to the Facebook page and look at the full bracket, if you see a name, maybe you do a little homework and watch a movie.
Check it out a little
Might
bit.
make for a good Thursday evening or something. I don't know.
And again, this was all random. We had
Depends on what you're watching on Netflix.
random generators
Yeah.
picking all the movies, picking who their opponents are.
Yep.
They came
What,
out pretty good, I thought.
What do you watch on Netflix these days? Anything good? Aside from that Altered Carbon show?
The Alternate Carbon is really good.
Has you got anything new coming out that you're excited for? Lined up? I haven't been on Netflix in quite some time, so I haven't seen any real advertisements or anything.
To be honest, I just finished watching The Office for the, 8th time.
I guess I should have figured that was coming.
So I'm now looking for something to watch. They come out with a lot of new content.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to some of the stuff they got going.
What's was it you, I think, that told me? Norm Macdonald's got his show coming out?
Yeah,
On
he's going to have
Netflix?
his own talk show.
Yeah? Is it like a late night style?
I would assume.
Like Tonight Show or something
Yeah.
like that? Yeah?
Because I know, forgot the dude's name.
It would only be on Netflix.
Who did
Norm Macdonald?
They give so much freedom, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
McHale from E.
Is it
Talk Soup?
Josh McHale?
I think so.
I don't know.
I have the internet machine in front of me.
Yeah, right.
Joe McHale?
Joel.
Joel. There we
McHale.
are.
There it is. That's his name.
They just have released his weekly show. It's pretty much like Talk Soup.
Talk Soup.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got a new one out, huh? Do you like that Chris Hardwick guy?
The Talking Dead guy?
Yeah. He does a couple of different things.
He has a lot of stuff going on.
He's like the new Seacrest. He's just always
yeah.
working.
He got signed recently to a very small movie company that does horror movies
Yeah.
to pretty much, I don't know if it's write and direct, but I know for sure to direct 3 horror movies. That should be coming.
He got that zombie itch from Walking Dead. You know
He has
he does.
so much going on. He does panels at Comic-Con,
Mhm.
Talking Dead,
He's got a game show style.
Nerdist.
Is that
I
what
think
it
it
is?
is.
Something like that. Yep.
Oh, he has a lot going on.
That guy's
He has
all
cool
over.
shows. I'm not a big fan of him, like his voice in that.
Yeah.
It's not
He does that thing a lot where he puts his hand up next to his
Whisper.
mouth like he's whispering, but bro, you're on TV. You got a mic on your shoulder or chest. Dude,
I
come
don't.
on.
No, there's no dislike going on, but there's not he's neutral in my mind.
You're not lining up to meet him or
No,
anything.
no.
Spending hours in line for an autograph. Norm Macdonald, that should be interesting if he gets his show.
I've never watched any of, I watched the stand-up,
Yeah.
movies, Dirty Work.
Dirty Work. Which made our bracket.
It did make the bracket.
It made our bracket.
I'm a fan of his. And if you YouTube like him telling stories, it's amazing. I've never watched the talk show stuff though.
When he did Weekend Update on SNL, that was funny, dude. He was good at that.
I agree.
He got kicked off that show, right? I think he got kicked off of SNL. I don't want to start no fake news rumors here, but there was some falling out there between Norm Macdonald and the show. Just basically because Norm Macdonald don't play that shit, you know.
He does not.
He'll get up there and say what he's got to say. And you know what I'm really excited about? We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Was the YouTube Red, the Karate Kid show?
Cobra Kai.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm hoping they do justice.
They have to, just based on the trailers that are coming out.
And folks, if you haven't heard or seen anything, go on YouTube and check out Cobra Kai trailers if you were a fan of the original Karate Kid trilogy.
Shit, just the first one.
Or just the
Because
first
Johnny wasn't in the other ones.
He wasn't.
And
Well, he was in the beginning of the second one.
Yeah, where the
To be
teacher
fair.
breaks his hands.
Oh,
Yep.
best part. But yeah, Ralph Macchio, the kid that played Johnny.
No, Daniel.
Ralph Macchio's in it, and the kid that
Oh,
played
and
Johnny.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't hear you say and.
They are the two focal points of this Cobra Kai show. It's interesting.
I can't wait, man. Ever since I watched that video that Funny or Die did, where it made Daniel LaRusso
Look like
out
the
to be
bad
the
guy.
bully,
Yeah.
and Johnny the good guy, I've always thought about it. Like,
It
man,
changes
you
your
know
view.
what?
If
That's-
you just,
yeah, I could see
it's
that.
not always the hero you're following and rooting for.
The new trailers follow that aspect.
Kind of.
They make it
implies
seem like Johnny is the good guy coming back to just try to get his shit together.
Daniel LaRusso's kind of a dick, folks.
At least in the trailers.
In the trailers, it's
They-
making him look like a dick.
He pulls off the dickhead move.
I mean, Johnny's kind of a dick, too, in that, but from what I've seen.
He's like the quiet, I got screwed dick.
Yeah.
You know?
He's been planning this revenge for decades.
Yeah, it's like his life was horrible for 20
You know?
years because of one trophy.
Got
you
kicked
know?
out of high school, drug addiction, who knows?
Had to sell his dirt bike. His buddies all went to community college, and he sold dope and was a surfer or something,
Who
you
knows? Who knows?
know? We just wrote their backstory for him. But the trailers look awesome. I can't wait to watch this. I'm going to have to pay for YouTube Red just for this one show.
I looked through what else YouTube Red has to offer, and it was not that impressive.
So hopefully this will draw some attention. They'll be able to pick something else up.
Yeah, kick it off. I like it.
Maybe we can sell an idea to YouTube Red.
Hey,
Like, you guys are brand new. This is kind of like the Karate Kid, but not.
all these streaming services like Hulu,
Oh, it's taking
Netflix, and
over.
that, they're kicking out better product than anything Hollywood or anything that can compete with. All the better writers are going. They're actually allowed good stories coming out
Yeah.
instead of like the same recycled stuff. Like they're redoing Overboard.
I saw that. I don't know about Overboard.
Like they'll do a good job, but come up with a cool idea that isn't from like the late 80s or early
Yeah.
90s
Yeah.
or older. Come up with something your own,
It's too tough nowadays.
apparently.
Everything's been done.
And they're too afraid to invest in an idea
That won't
they're not
work,
sure that it's
right.
going to work or not. Then Netflix like, fuck it, here's $300 million. Make me that gangster movie, Scorsese.
Yeah, right. Here you go. No holds barred, Will Smith.
Like the actual remake of No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan.
Oh, that would be sweet. Not with Will Smith, but it would be
He
sweet.
could play Zeus. He could bulk up.
Oh, he could. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Actually, Terry Crews, I think, would make a better
Oh,
for
Terry
that
Crews
role.
would kill it.
Mm-hmm. Who would you get to play Hulk Hogan's role?
Jeez.
Hulk Hogan.
Make him like the promoter who runs the wrestling thing.
Like maybe his character from the original is the new.
Like he took over
Like
that.
he comes back and does it.
I don't know who's a popular wrestler right now. John Cena's a little too old and he's doing other movies.
Yeah, that's tough, man. There's a lot of these wrestlers. They get
Yeah.
popular.
I don't
and-
follow it anymore.
No,
It changes so quick.
it does. It does. The kids are into it, so I know enough to hold a conversation about wrestling, but that's about the extent of it.
Yeah.
I tell you what's rough is going to see wrestling live. Ooh,
Yeah?
commercial breaks and shit, bro.
Really?
It gets tiresome. There's a lot of fucking commercial breaks in wrestling.
Shit. I did not know.
Some of the matches will keep going through the commercial break too. Like they'll start a match and go to commercial, and the match will end, and then come back from commercial, and they'll be introducing the next match. It's cool.
I haven't been to. I think
It's been a long time, I imagine.
the last one I remember is my sister won tickets to the Survivor Series in like 1990, like when Undertaker was first introduced against Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
That was cool.
that was a long
Yeah,
time ago.
yeah.
Shit. Now Undertaker's retired. Although there's a rumor he's coming back for WrestleMania this year. He hasn't
back
fought
the
since
streak.
WrestleMania last year. They pump these wrestlers out real quick, man. They keep
big
them
money.
coming. Yeah, for some reason it's still popular. I'll tell you what. Speak just real quick on wrestling is when I took my kid. My dad went with us, and we went down to see Raw at the Joe. And the people in the crowd, they're chanting, yelling at wrestlers, and we were up like the last row against the wall, as high as you can get in the building. And these people next to us, in front of us and stuff, they're yelling
Like the wrestler can hear him.
Yeah, dude.
He's a half a mile away.
It was amazing to me in my head the whole time because I'm having a couple beers. I'm having a good time, whatever. It's wrestling. And I just kept thinking to myself, what if these people were like this in other aspects of life? Like imagine you're at the movie theater and the clown in front of you is watching the Titanic and he's screaming at the screen, like, don't get on that raft, Jack. She's gonna drown you, Jack. He's just flipping out like he does when they're chanting John Cena and stuff. Man, I just kept thinking about like, I wonder if this guy's at his kid's baseball game and he's one of those, just yell absurd things at the ref or or whatever.
Yeah.
You're
blind,
Yeah.
No one likes you. Starts clapping.
It's T-ball, sir. Sit down.
Your kid ran to third
Yeah.
instead of first.
He
There was nothing I
swung
could do.
and missed the tee. Those people at the wrestling, that got me, man. I kept having to get up. Like, I'm gonna go have a cigarette. I got to get away from these people, man. It was fun.
Hey. Let you in on an aspect of the world that you're not normally accustomed to.
Yeah, if you ever have time to kill, a couple bucks to spend, go watch a wrestling live.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun.
Good people watching from what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Just sitting in the crowd, I'm telling you, they were the one lady sitting a couple seats down from us. She brought what appeared to be her grandkids, and she was sleeping. She fell asleep. I mean, there's intro music is loud like a concert.
People yelling, clapping.
The one dude, Kane, comes out. He's got fire shoots
Shooting
out
up.
of the stage. Boom, loud explosions. I look over and this old lady is sound asleep. Just bonk, done. Her kids are up and down, running around the aisle and, high-fiving and yelling with the crowd and stuff. I'm just like, where am I? What world is this? I loved it.
Kids had a good time, too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We're walking out. And my dad was like, Jackson, did you have fun? And I'm like, man, that was awesome.
Dad, you see the part? And he's like, I was asking Jackson.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
That's fine.
I'm just answering for him. I don't even care.
I know he's excited, right? Right, Jackson?
It's such a good time.
Oh,
Wrestling. Yeah.
still a thing.
Thank you, Karate Kid, for getting us to wrestling.
Thanks, Ralph Macchio.
Well, that and thank you to North Peak Brewing Company, who provided us with tonight's ale. It's not even an ale, is it? Now
They're out
I'm
of Dexter
butchering this.
and
What is it? Dexter and Traverse City, Michigan. There it is.
there you are.
Made with Michigan cherry juice. Archangel Summer Wheat.
It was really light, and the cherries was not overpowering. It was more like a aftertaste.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, wasn't bad.
Definitely not the worst thing we've ever had.
Oh no, I would recommend them.
And it wasn't bells or shorts.
This is true.
we had to
Switch it up on you
a little
guys.
bit. We got to get off the beaten path just a little bit when it comes to our beer. We're
I
trying.
like the bottle too. Short little stub.
the like Prohibition bottles, right?
They're
Is that
small,
what-
yeah.
Yeah, they're not bad. It's still 12 full ounces.
Yeah. No, it was not bad.
I don't see
Went
how.
down smooth. It's just wider.
Not by much.
Not by a whole lot.
No. How they pull that off, I'll never know.
Math.
Because I'm not in the brewing business. I am in the business of talking about some cool stuff.
This is true. It's what we do.
That's what we're trying to do here. Bring you a little comedic value in everyday stories.
Yeah. Topics you may not have heard, like wrestling, for instance.
Yeah, right.
Or Cobra Kai on YouTube Red.
Or a really interesting rule in the NHL,
Ooh,
the
let's hear it.
National Hockey League.
The pros, baby.
We're talking about professionally paid hockey players. And this is a rule that I just learned because I'm not like super into the rules, I guess.
Who actually has sat down and read all the rules for like
I don't
NHL or NFL? They're like, oh, yeah, that's Rule 36, Article 12-B.
That one I don't know.
And nobody does.
But I do know Rule 5.3,
Yeah?
which is that every team in the NHL is required to dress 2 goalies.
Makes
You
sense.
have to have a starter and a backup. The backup's on the bench. If the starter gets hurt, the backup plays. But
Makes
then you
sense.
don't have another goalie.
That is true.
So, in December of last year, the St. Louis Blues had an incident where their starting goalie was about to play the game. This was like 2 hours before the game. The backup goalie got hurt. They only had one goalie.
And that's
Apparently,
against the rules.
right. The rules also allow you to dress anybody as an alternate backup goalie. Every team has a substitute backup goalie.
Anybody?
They decide, you
Yeah,
know,
but it
who
could
it
be
is.
like-
It could be anybody,
Kid from McDonald's.
whoever it is.
Huh.
And the Blues have this video I found. This kid plays in an adult hockey league. He's a season ticket holder, and he happens to be a goalie. And he also stocks vending machines for a living. And they called him a couple hours before the game because their backup goalie got hurt, and the next guy in line was in like Texas. And he wasn't going to make it in time. So this cat got to dress.
He got tapped to fucking move up to.
Boom. He's a goalie.
Dang.
I didn't know this rule. And it's just like,
That's an interesting opportunity.
yeah. Now, hockey teams have, I think it's 25-man rosters.
Sounds about right.
I want to say 25. Yeah. Okay. Active rosters. They pulled a guy. A vending machine. He stocks vending machines. Dude
He's
got
on
to
like
play
a beer
goalie.
league, pretty much.
I don't know if he got to play in the game.
What
But
did he get for just being the alternate to the
He got a check for $500 for signing a one-day professional hockey contract. And a jersey.
and a jersey?
And the jersey he got to wear on the bench.
That's not a bad day.
I'd do it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, win or lose, as long as it's not the playoffs. You know?
Something to tell his friends, but like, yep, I got signed to the show.
Like, as the camera pans on the TV, like, pause it. There I am right there on the bench. Look, I'm wearing the pads, guys.
I was all
It
in.
counts.
I was waiting, just waiting for my opportunity. Like, who knows? He could have got put in, and they could have kept him.
Dude, I've
could
seen...
change your life.
Yeah, man. Weirder stories come out of sports, right?
That's true.
So, but I just found that so interesting.
That would be weird, but it's an interesting rule, and it makes sense though.
Yeah.
But to have pretty much they can call on anybody.
This is, to me, like the equivalent of a baseball game going for way too long, and the team runs out of people to pitch. And they pull, what's his name, from right field. And he
Then
comes
put him in.
and throws an inning and a half, you know. Like, we literally ran out of pitchers. We're in inning 16, and we don't have anybody. So bring in Johnny Cobra Kai from right field, you know, and he's going to throw 4 walks and get out of the inning or something. I don't know. It was pretty
I wonder
cool
if
to
that's
find
come
out.
up. Yeah, that's something to look into. Just like interesting scenarios that's happened in professional sports.
Hell, I've seen it with the Tigers where they had to. The one guy played. I think he played all 9 positions in one game. You know, just moving him around, shifting him,
Yeah.
subbing in, and then he ended up pitching or some crazy thing. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. Obviously, it wasn't a very good game. If you're playing all 9 positions in one game, you're probably not winning, or you're really winning
A lot,
by a
to
lot,
where it's like
and
you don't
people
even
are
care.
bored. Yeah. The NHL doesn't get a lot of publicity, so
They really don't, and it's an amazing sport.
yeah, you ain't lying. Are you good at ice skating?
I've never been ice skating.
It's been 30 years.
Yeah, I've never had a reason to. Like rollerblading, done it.
Yeah.
Ice
Roller skating,
yeah,
done it.
Done it. Yeah. But ice skating, yeah. I've never like played ice hockey.
Yeah, see, I grew up in ice rinks because my brother.
True.
So I spent a little bit of time and I put ice skates on to sit in a chair, and he'd push me around. My younger brother.
It's definitely something I should look into, at least do once.
You're not missing nothing if you don't like falling. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
if you fall in that ice, dude.
But I assume, like, rollerblading I can do fine. I would like to believe there isn't much of a transition between the two. I know it's going to be different, but not too drastic.
Yeah, I think the stopping is where you're going to run into a problem. Because in the
Fair enough.
the rollerblades, if you have the stoppers, you can lean back and slow down, or if you kind
That
of
little turn.
Whereas ice skates, you do that turn, you're just going to keep going. You have to turn sharp and
At
you know
angle.
put that stop to it. Throw the snow, from what I'm told, is what they call it in the hockey world. Don't quote me on that.
Quote unquote.
Right, I saw a video of a hockey fight.
Yeah.
I love hockey fights.
Oh, they're amazing.
I mean, regular fights are cool, but hockey fights are really interesting because you're on ice, standing up on
balance,
the
there's a
blades.
lot
Yeah,
going
man,
on.
and they're tugging. You know, dudes square up, drop the gloves, they circle a couple of times, and they as soon as they come in together, the guy throws the first punch, knocks him out,
Ooh.
falls right on his face on the ice, like thump.
Bam.
And the refs, you know, they come in real quick, and the guy didn't
Check
even
on
go
him.
in for the
Oh,
second
no.
punch. He knew, you know, he just
was
kind
done.
of skated around, picked his helmet up, went to the penalty box. It took him a good 4 minutes to drag this guy up onto his feet and carry him off the ice.
Good night.
It was funny. Boom, he's out, dude. You don't see it a lot in hockey.
No, not now. They've made it more family friendly. It's not like the early '90s, like Probert or
No, not at all.
Ty Domi.
They're letting them fight a little more
Oh, are they?
now. The fighting, you know, if you're throwing punches, they'll let you throw your punches for a little bit. But if you're just tie up, you go right down.
No,
They
shut
break
it
that
down.
shit up real quick. Yeah.
But I know it's frowned upon these days in the NHL because they want to be more family friendly, expand viewership.
Yeah. Hockey went offensive. They want goals. They want scoring. You know,
I hear you, but the fights are great.
they are. I like the checks, like the open ice checks when the guy's got his head down.
Oh,
when he
keep your
gets
head up,
flipped
folks.
over. Oh, it's awesome.
Not paying attention, you go to the hospital. That's how it works.
You got to keep your head on a swivel in that sport, man.
You can't blame the other guy. The other guy's like, sorry, Rook.
Yeah,
Boom.
he's playing a game.
Yeah. I've watched highlight videos on YouTube of that kid just like almost a breakaway, head down, watching the puck, like, yeah, and out of nowhere, defenseman smokes him.
Just coming across, dude.
You know, and you watch him just lights are out, no one's home, laying on the ice. You're just
What-
like, wow, that
what's
changed
better?
that kid's life.
When he comes across and he hip checks and flips the guy
Oh, when
over,
they're in the air.
or when he puts the shoulder to him and just drops the guy straight down on his back.
You know, those are,
Damn.
in my mind, the shoulder check where it just stops. Those are more vicious.
Where it's just like the guy skating and hits a wall.
Yeah, just boom, and he's done.
Yeah.
The hip check ones are awesome too because you watch the guy get air and just lose it. Just blah, boom. But he gets back up and goes about it
Yeah, most of the time.
most of the time. Watching a guy get checked through the boards, like the actual glass breaking.
Those are exciting too.
Oh, yeah.
I've never sat right on the glass, so I wouldn't know
The best I've ever done, I think, was like 4 rows up.
for.
It's exciting. I like being a little higher, though, because then you can see the whole rink and watch the action going.
Yeah.
But being close is cool because when stuff does happen by you, you're right there.
I get nervous when you get above that glass line.
Oh, that puck.
Dude, that's
Can't-
the one
oh.
sport where you have to keep your eyes open. That and baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
That's the other one where a
Yeah,
bat,
I
ball.
think it was one of your brother's games. I actually watched a guy get smacked in the head with a rogue puck.
Really?
Oh, he was
I
out
believe
too.
it. I believe
bleeding.
it.
Took him, like, ambulance showed up.
That shit's rough, dude.
And it looked so innocent from the ice. The guy was just trying to clear it, slapped it, boom,
Yep.
went off the wrong way, hit him right in the forehead, like the thunk. Oh, oh, you felt horrible for that person.
He's like he's got a big made in Czechoslovakia imprint on his forehead, you know? Yeah.
The treads on there.
Yeah.
Like it made a horrible sound.
Oh,
Oh, like hitting a baseball bat on a tree trunk.
yeah.
Thunk. He fell down, like prone in between the seats, got back up, started bleeding, and like tried to walk away, like, oh, I gotta go. And everyone's like, sit back down.
Yeah.
He's
Don't
like,
get
I'm
up.
good. I'm good. And he's like stumbling around. And apparently, from what I heard, like, people knew him. He drove there himself. So I don't know if the ambulance took him or if he just drove home. Hopefully, he didn't drive home.
At least if he drove to the hospital.
Yeah, hopefully.
Come on, bro.
How
Stitch
can
it
you
up.
not?
He might. You know what? He could have went to the locker room. Them doctors will stitch him. something like Dean Youngblood. Get back out there for the second one. Do you remember that video of that goalie that caught the skate to the neck and like
That changed the
almost
state of the game.
bled out
In
on the ice?
The ref was a volunteer EMT.
Yeah,
He got towels and he
that was
put
insane.
pressure, and that saved his life.
Watching that video,
But then if you notice now, a lot of the goalies wear that little plastic that looks like visor. That
Right.
drops down.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now that was one incident
Mm-hmm.
and change.
Yeah, it changed the
Right.
whole game. Yeah.
They still don't have a netting around the whole ice.
Which I don't get.
And how many people have been hit by pucks or sticks or whatever. Hell, there's been people come over the glass in the penalty box and fight the player,
Yeah. I've seen the players hop
Yeah.
go in the stands.
and they don't have the net. And
But see, in that scenario, though, on the back of the ticket, it
Oh, yeah.
the,
all sporting events,
Oh, yeah.
even basketball,
by purchasing
you
and
know,
showing up, you waive all your
Yeah.
rights.
but still,
Oh yeah, I
put,
get it.
You put the net up. It
Obstructs
doesn't.
the view.
Yeah,
I can see more so in the professional aspect. You'll have less incidents in my mind,
yeah.
but
They're gonna do it with baseball. Eventually, it's gonna happen. They'll put the netting all the way down the third and first base lines to the
See,
outfield.
years ago when they were talking about making the pitchers wear the little helmet hat
Mhm.
with the padding and that, I thought that looked so stupid.
It did,
Like,
and it didn't fit right.
no,
which is why it didn't
looked
catch
like he was
on.
wearing like a head diaper. It was
Right.
dumb. Like in the NHL, they keep talking about concussions and all that. You see all the players with like the big, like almost full face mask or visors.
Yeah.
Don Cherry on Coach's Corner said it for years, and I agree because I bet that man knows his shit. If
To
you
wear
take
suits like that,
Oh,
he
come
better
on.
know his shit.
classy, if you take away the helmets like they used to, you'll have less incidents because people will go, "Oh man, I better be careful." They'll slow down. They won't fly around the ice like they can now.
You think?
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Everyone will stop with like the high elbows and high sticks and that because
Yeah, but when you take the helmet off, you're going to cut down on the checking into the boards.
you'll
Because
still have it, but it won't be as like,
it'll be a lot of hip check.
yeah, it won't be like a body slam out of nowhere.
Right, but that first time you bump somebody and he knocks his head on the glass and has a concussion that way, you know what I mean?
But it'll be less though, because again, you're going slower.
See, that's
You
not
have
what
to be more
hockey
in control.
wants.
No, they want the fast
yeah.
game.
So keep the helmets and put the net up, and,
Yeah, but
and
then people
everybody
go,
wins.
well, he's wearing a helmet, so he'll be fine. Wham! Goes headfirst into the pole, and then
Yeah, there's been, I'm sure, people with helmets. Fucking football players get concussions all the time, and they wear helmets, so
yeah.
it's bound to happen. I think you just kind of, like you waive your rights when you are a spectator, and you sign up to play that sport.
oh, you know what's gonna.
You know, I would hope that everybody by now is told in all sports this could happen.
Oh yeah,
All of them.
especially when they make it to the pros. They've been playing for years before
Yeah.
that to get there. They know.
Yeah, especially hockey. Hockey's one of them sports where you don't just go from high school to.
No, you start when you're like 4.
You play
Pee-wee.
like leagues in different countries that don't mean anything, but
Mhm.
it's just so you can keep playing because you're constantly trying to stay better than the opponent in hockey. It's, oof. Like I said, I grew up on the outside of the rink, but the inside of the building, and I know a thing or two about the hockey, man. It was interesting. Just to know that the top levels of hockey, you can just be a spectator fan and be a goalie.
That's crazy.
You know? That's pretty cool.
Looked at the stands, be like, you're up.
Right.
Hit the locker room. Get
It's like a
suited
scene
up.
out of Slapshot. Who's left? Hey, Ray over there. He's always in the seat over there, eh?
He's a season ticket holder.
Put the pads on, Ray. Let's go.
Come on. Just stand there.
You hoser.
Oh, yeah.
Good times. Good times indeed. How's episode 16 sound so far? Pretty good?
I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it. Hell yeah. Hopefully everybody's still with us. We have made a little progress on our T-shirts.
We have indeed.
We're getting closer. So anybody interested, feel free to contact us.
Mm-hmm.
We will have a...
Inquire within.
Eventually it'll be on the website where you can just go there and, place your order and all that good stuff.
True.
Working on it.
We're working on a giveaway or two.
Definitely going to be a giveaway in the future.
So you won't even have to buy one. You might get it for free.
T-shirt, sticker, koozie. There'll be some stuff. If you're local, maybe your prize will be to come in here and just shoot shit with us. Something.
Do a small interview. Who knows?
That's actually a prize for us.
It kind of is. It's cool having new people on the show. Not going to lie.
What else is in the news? What else have we touched on? A little Norm Macdonald getting his own show. That should be cool.
I'll definitely check it out.
Well, yeah. I got Netflix. I might as well. I'm going to get YouTube Red for Karate Kid, so I'll be watching that.
Definitely give updates on that.
Yeah. So excited. Oh, excuse me. Now, what about this CRISPR thing you were telling me about in the pre-show here?
Oh, I find it to be amazing.
This is, do I say revolutionary?
It definitely has the potential.
Okay, definitely life-changing. We can put that on there.
Life-changing indeed.
That's definitely a headline for this. This CRISPR is, what is it, anagram?
Yeah.
It stands for, hold on, we got to look it up here real quick.
All right, so CRISPR is an abbreviation of clustered, regularly interspaced short, I might mess this up, palindromic repeats.
Sounds right.
I'll allow it. So it's like this little nanobot that they can program to seek out certain parts of your DNA chain. It uses protein CSA or CAS9 to make edits, pretty much. Nanobot type thing.
Right.
That's equipped with either like
it's got to be some kind of laser.
They use
like a red infrared
something manipulator. Maybe I know there was at one point. It keeps changing too.
It's like a Stewie Griffin ray gun, like just zap, right? Okay.
But it has like little scissors, like surgical.
Yeah.
Tiny, and it'll go in using the protein CAS9, and it will cut DNA very precisely at any site that we program it to, and it's guided by an RNA molecule that we can make in the lab. It's reading a little different explanation of it for you.
Yeah.
It's being able to control these cuts means that we can then edit the genome with far more control than they ever could. So, like some of the stuff,
we're talking about like killing deadly genes, right?
Not only killing, like it also has the ability to kind of
almost manipulate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like they can go and turn things on and off, certain genes.
Right.
They can tone it down like a dimmer switch, or turn it up. Like they've messed with mosquitoes and turned off the part of their DNA that's susceptible to malaria, so that way the mosquitoes can't get malaria.
Which means they can't transmit
malaria. Can't transmit malaria.
Now, this could work wonders in the cancer field, right?
Yes.
We're talking about exterminating cancer, possibly.
Possibly. There's a lot of possibilities for this.
And I've always thought cancer was, I wouldn't call it genetic, but I feel like it's something that, it's just like a defect in the human existence. It's something we deal with. And if they could somehow scrap that from the genetic makeup of human beings.
There's so much that could be done. Like there's another one called Talon. And that one they used an infant girl that had lymphoblastic leukemia, a serious form of blood cancer. And after trying traditional cancer treating methods, like chemo and bone marrow transplants, they tried to use these Talon. And by altering the immune system, the T cells of the donor efficiently locate and kill the leukemia cells without attacking the girl's body. The doctor successfully eliminated her cancer.
Now, I haven't seen this on any news anywhere. And you would think, I would think,
You would think this is a big deal.
if anybody anywhere is like, I know how to cure and exterminate cancer, one
supposedly
thing,
there's multiple ways to cure cancer, but it's involving
money.
That's what it boils down to. It's combining
Lots of money.
multiple technologies or treatments that are already patented
Yeah.
and combining them to work together, which you can't then patent an existing. Like you can't take two
You can't take Coke and Pepsi, mix them together, and
then put a
patent
patent
that
in it,
shit.
'cause it's
Right.
too patented
right.
already, and there's conflicts of money, which is a horrible way to look at this when you could just
yeah,
help
we're
so many people.
We're talking about suffering and, people with...
But yeah, like they've used it to treat muscular dystrophy. And it's not just humans. Like they started the trials mainly with lab mice and then moved on to different animals.
Mosquitoes.
They've also tried goats. Yeah, goats. There's a L in there somewhere in there.
It's silent.
It's silent. Goats and dogs to pretty much up their muscle density ability to where then you just have like monstrosities.
Yeah.
Or the Hulk version of dogs and goats, which
Yeah,
you can
okay.
then do to like cattle or pigs, and
Humans.
you can do it to humans too. Super soldiers.
Super soldiers, dude. You're talking about...
And this could possibly edit the DNA of anybody to, you want to be 6'9"? Done. You want to
Yeah.
do this? Boom. You'll be immune to this.
You
Bam.
don't want cancer?
Yeah.
Boom. We can get rid of it.
They've used it to give pig organs to humans. George Church of the Harvard Medical School recently led a team of scientists that used a complex CRISPR molecule to edit 62 genes in a pig cell at once. That's frightening.
Wow.
Church believes that this technique could be used to make pig organs suitable for transplant into humans. They can treat HIV, new kinds of drugs, what I've read, sickle cell, bunch of different stuff, different types of cancer. They've been using it, testing it predominantly in other countries like China and some areas of Europe. Recently, they moved it to the United States and slowly doing trials. But this definitely has the potential to, change the health world, change humanity.
This is going to alter history.
Possibly.
Imagine if they pumped this thing, if they could...
They do to plants, too, to make them immune to different pesticides and...
Figures.
well, like make things resistant to like colder temperatures.
Yeah.
Or, so that way you can grow them year-round. Or
I'm thinking if they can build universal humans, like soldiers, super soldiers.
Yeah.
Imagine if they start doing this stuff to gorillas. Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. That's how it starts. CRISPR, baby.
Maybe it does.
Who knows? This is maybe how zombies work.
Oh. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Maybe this can prolong
unique.
life and people can start living to like 200, but not like to where you're in a fragile body, but like you maintain your youthfulness, testosterone, and all that stuff stay.
But then they just have to figure out how to keep your mind active for that long.
CRISPR. Yeah.
Yeah, who
that's
knows
true.
if your mind would stay active that long. But if this thing could help with...
Just overall.
Essentially, if they could get to where they could cure the neuro...
Oh, it's possible. Where
like,
they can get the different firings on there. Different neurological diseases.
That'd be crazy. So who decides who lives and who dies? If everybody's living to be 200 years old, you know what I mean? Somebody's got to have that key.
No. There is potential for a lot with this. But mainly to get rid of a lot of horrible diseases.
Yeah, no kidding, man. If you could alter the genetics of humans to get rid of the things that are passed down, the traits
or like even with just the mosquitoes, making them immune to these different viruses.
Yeah.
To where they can't transport it to the host.
Yeah.
Oh, that alone. Because like, if you look at certain things like the flu that just swept the country, how it mutated and they weren't prepared for it.
Yeah.
Like all this stuff mutates. Like Ebola's potentially mutating to where it can't be treated.
So I just saw a headline, something about Ebola's coming back or something.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
there's a lot of stuff. Make it,
Swine flu 2019. Except we're gonna alter the genetics of the pig to where they can't get it, and
there's potential for just amazing things and some frightening things.
What if they could like give bird flu and spread it? Whoa.
Make people just the immunity to it just like drop. Sorry, you got no defense.
Like terrorists won't be sending anthrax anymore. They'll be sending these little molecules in the mail.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting place, this world. Say about 10 years.
CRISPR.
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 Yes, sir.
Try and get a link. I'll link
At
an
least to
article
the
or something.
Wikipedia or
yeah.
something.
Check that out.
We encourage the listener to check it out.
Yeah, because this is going to affect everybody. If it can cure
Possibility.
anything, who knows what you could come down with in
Genetically-wise,
the future, and boom, they could just wipe it out of your
Think
system.
about like the cosmetic world. Like, could change it to where like, oh, I don't want brown eyes. Go in and have it edited. Be like, yeah, now I have baby blues. Who knows?
So what happens if they were to cure, like, say you had hearing loss was prominent in your family trait?
If they could locate the genome for it, or the gene.
Right. And they just wipe it out?
Potentially. Or, like, turn it, manipulate it to make it stronger so it's not...
Give it a little zap.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden people don't...
There's a lot to this and a lot of different applications that it could be fed into.
Height.
Yeah.
Weight.
God. What's that Ethan Hawke movie? That's what all this reminds me of.
See, my brain goes to that Jim Carrey movie where they were erasing memories. Because I figure if they can send something into your system to zap or shock or wipe out part of your genetics, what's to say they couldn't go into your brain?
That is true.
Zap out certain memories that are firing inside your little spider web there.
Oh, it's an older movie. That's going to mess with me for a minute. I'm going to look it up now. I apologize, but...
It's not Sleepers, is it?
No,
that was
Sleepers.
Kevin Bacon, where they kill you and bring you back to life or whatever.
No, that wasn't Sleepers. That was Flatliners.
Flatliners, that's it. Son of a bitch.
They just redid that, and it was horrible.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I got dragged to that, and gosh. Watch.
Where's Kevin Bacon when you need him? Or was he in it?
I don't even remember. I think he was. Or no, what's his name? 24. Sutherland. Donald Sutherland. Or no, Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer was in it?
Kiefer was in it for a minute. Gattaca. That is it.
Gattaca is the name of the movie?
Yep. Him and Uma Thurman. What a genetically inferior man assumes the identity of a superior one in order to pursue his lifelong dream of space travel. So pretty much he was born naturally right at the time where gene editing became popular. And other people, like their parents would go in once they get pregnant, then they can go in and like, all right, how tall would you want your kid? What kind of frame? Like better eyesight, what color eyes, what color hair, this, that. And you can genetically like check off like you're ordering a pizza.
That's scary.
And that's possibly the future.
Possibly?
Who knows?
I'd say probably.
No one knows how this is going to play out.
No, we don't. And we've seen the subtle hints and stories of them cloning dogs.
Oh, yeah.
So it's there. We all suspect they're growing humans in a lab somewhere in Antarctica, but whatever. Hypothetically, let's stumble down the block with this for a second.
All right.
Let's say you can clone a dog. You can clone a sheep. They've done that. So we're leading towards cloning humans.
Well, I read an article
Okay.
a couple days ago. It's kind of weird. Fits well with this, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, a previously unknown super colony of more than 1.5 million Adelie penguins, Adelie, were discovered in Antarctica. 1.5 million. Like, with all their satellite imagery and the fact that we have stations down there and
Somebody would have found
Somebody might have like looked over a hill one
1.5
day
million penguins.
and just like, hey, the fuck is that? Oh, that's just 1.5 million penguins hanging out in a super colony.
So we get the alert from the people that they found all these penguins. What if they cloned them?
I mean, like, yeah, penguins go out to sea and that, but eventually they gather and it's like, I don't know what kind of cycle they're on when they have lay their eggs and hatch them, but that's about the time when they group up.
This would be important for us to watch the March of Penguins that Morgan Freeman did.
Talk about a velvety voice.
We might know a little more about penguins at this point. But let's, hypothetically, they cloned all these penguins.
Possibly.
They were in a lab,
Why
in a
not?
building, and they were like, shit, we have way too many penguins. We just got to let them go.
Supervisor comes in and be like, so, Jeff, how's it been going? You're going to get mad. You're going to get mad.
See, your memo didn't say how many you wanted cloned.
We figured out a way to, like, just, boom, assembly line this shit, and we got a little out of hand. Now there's 1.5 million.
And here's the kicker, boss. They're all the same personality.
They're assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 1.5 million asshole penguins.
See, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Universal Soldier, just make like the most annoying guy or lady and just mass produce and then throw them into a country you don't like.
So we just dropped 2 million Kathy Griffins in North Korea. Problem solved, dude.
No need to arm them. They'll be just fine.
Nope. Let's cut it in half. We'll give half Kathy Griffin and half Amy Schumer.
Ouch.
No more problems in North Korea. They'll be begging us to take them back.
I'm just waiting for the movie now.
Netflix original. I love it. Oh, I love it.
That's creepy.
Bring it on, Netflix. We'll watch it.
We are covering a lot of ground tonight. Professional wrestling, NHL.
The Ramblings Part 2, folks.
Oh. Pretty much every show happens to have a little stumble down the block.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
It's kind of what we do. So
hopefully it's entertaining.
I know, right?
Oh, man.
We can bounce subjects pretty quick here.
Oh, yeah. One little thing, like, oh, yeah, that reminded me of this. Oh, did you hear about Robot Eyes? That's coming out.
Right. I'm going to take it a step.
Of Robot
I'm going to
Eyes.
take it a step further real quick
Watch
for the longest time now, I've been wondering what happened to Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. This is so off subject of anything we've been talking about.
I agree.
But
the
articles, when they pop up in your news feed and you see them and you're
happen.
like, man, okay, I've been thinking about this. Where's Fred Durst
Before
been?
you start this, I have never, to my recollection, have ever thought, Mac, fuck, what's Fred Durst up to these days?
Really? Oh, man, I do that kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah. Well, I've thought about, like, other things, like, oh, wonder what happened with that. But never Fred Durst.
Well, Fred Durst, I mean, the guy, dude, it was not that long ago. He was literally on top of the world.
I agree with you.
Red hat and all, singing about Nookie. He was doing his thing.
Right.
Fred Durst has been directing
Movies.
for quite some time now.
Like real movies?
He did. He's had 2 movies under his belt.
Okay.
One was Ice Cube was in. It was like he coached a bunch of Rugrat football players or something.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly. Was it baseball or football or something? It was an Ice Cube family movie. You know how that goes. But Fred Durst
directed it?
Yeah, he directed it.
Wow.
He's directing a new movie, and it's about his real-life stalker. Fred Durst
That could be interesting.
had a stalker.
I wouldn't doubt it. Again, he was on top of the world.
Yeah, but it's Fred Durst. I mean, I don't
Well,
know about
the celebrity.
stalking. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I mean,
Most celebrities
You're famous.
end up
Everyone
with
talks about
stalkers,
you.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he's doing a movie about his personal stalker, and playing the stalker,
okay.
John Travolta.
No shit.
John Travolta. Oh, man.
Wow.
Talk about a fall from grace.
Wow. That's a interesting combination. Surprising, both of them. The fact that Fred Durst is directing a
I know,
movie,
right?
and that Travolta is starring in said movie.
Not only is he directing it, Fred Durst, he wrote.
Wow, if it was about his own
Right.
stalker, then
It's
I was
the movie's called Moose. I guess.
Moose?
Yeah, and it's.
Did Travolta gain a lot of weight?
Been putting on them Scientology pounds. The Long Shots. That was the name of the movie with Ice Cube.
Okay, was it like the
Yeah.
Bad News Bears? But
It's something like that.
All right.
Yep. But yeah, this movie, dude. I guess it's got Devon Sawa. Remember him from
I'm not good with names.
Final Destination? The little blonde kid. Idle Hands.
Yeah.
That kid.
Okay.
I guess he's in it, and he's playing the celebrity
He's playing Fred Durst.
and a celebrity action hero. I don't think they're making it about a guy in a band, but
Okay.
whatever. But yeah, Travolta's playing a stalker.
Wow. That's kind of difficult to wrap my head around at
I
the
know.
moment. I'm not going to lie.
There's a lot going on in that.
There is a ton going on with that. And that's coming out when?
It
This
doesn't
year?
really, yeah, it doesn't say when it's coming out. Not that I saw, but it just said that the movie's in the works.
Huh. Have you seen the last Travolta movie I remember watching was From Paris with Love, where he was like a hitman kind of guy? Bald head.
No.
He did well in that movie. It was surprising.
The last Travolta movie I saw was Wild Hogs. The
With fucking Tim Allen and
Martin Lawrence and
what's his last Space? Or no, not Spacey. Guy from Shameless
yeah.
and Fargo.
What the hell's his name? I can't remember. That might be the last Travolta movie I saw.
His name's on the tip of my
I
tongue, but it's not coming out. What have we got? Maybe the listeners right now are just screaming his name while listening to this. I apologize to you folks.
I'll get it in 2 seconds here.
Probably 2 seconds quicker than I'll get it.
William H. Macy.
William H. Macy.
That movie had Marissa Tomei in it, too. She's hot.
What, Wild Hogs?
Yeah.
Really?
She played the chick that William H. Macy fell in love with at the little town that they hid from the biker gang.
I've seen that once, and it's been a while.
It was on our list of comedy movies, but it didn't get selected. There was we can circle back around to close it up.
You know, right?
There were so many movies that didn't get
Stumble
selected.
around the block.
Dude, we totally stumbled around the block on that one.
I know. We had, 128?
Yeah.
And then we cut it down to 64?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And so we have essentially a whole nother 64
We
we
could do
could
this
use
again if you
we
enjoyed
wanted
it.
to.
I think we should at least jump to a new topic if we do another bracket.
Yeah, I'm thinking like either if we don't go music, we stick with mute.
Favorite Limp Bizkit song? There's probably 64 of those out.
Oh, there's no way. There's probably not 64 total, let alone favorite. That's funny.
Oh, man. Yeah, but for the listeners, if you have any ideas of a bracket you would like to see, either funny or like actual, let us know.
Yeah, we can
We're curious.
We can go anyway with this.
This is true. We could eventually do like the bracket of Michigan Brew beers.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're getting close to that from all the different ones we've had so far. Definitely getting close to that.
Pure Michigan.
Pure Michigan. Where the potholes are plenty.
This is true. They are rough. For anyone out of state, if you ever plan to visit, be very careful if you drive.
Yeah, when you get to
Because you are
Michigan,
guaranteed not to be used to what we got going on here.
just get a bicycle and stay on the sidewalk. It'll be a lot smoother of a ride.
I've been around this country, and I've spent time in a few different states. And when they're like, oh, we have bad roads, and you drive on them, I'm like, this is like brand new.
Yeah, right?
Go to Michigan. You want to see bad roads.
Bad.
God.
Not even roads, just side streets are horrible here.
If you can honestly answer no to this question, have you ever seen a car driving down the highway hit a pothole and lose a wheel? I have.
I haven't seen it personally,
Mm.
but I would bet all the money I've ever earned in my life that it's happened multiple times on the same pothole on the same day. You know,
guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Seen it.
Hell, I think Bell Tire was out giving away money on the streets to get people's shit fixed when they hit potholes, dude.
We got so much business, we're giving money away. Come on in.
Somebody posted a picture on one of the local news stations' Facebook page. It said, "This pothole's so damn big, it's got 2 bedrooms and 2 baths." $8.25 a month. I think he's got his own parking garage underneath, man. They're bad. I've watched videos of cars going down the street like super slow, and like the front end disappears and comes back up.
I seen a picture. I think it was out in Flint, maybe. It was like a cop standing in a
sheriff.
Yeah, and it went past his knees. It was almost to his hips, and I'm not exaggerating.
Full of water.
And he's just smiling.
Yeah, because he's like,
That's
how ridiculous.
Crazy. At what point does it stop being a sinkhole? Or stop being a pothole and become a sinkhole?
Yeah.
What's the classification on that?
I don't know, dude. We've got some issues with our roads, that's for sure. Oh. Hopefully spring shows up soon and they can get them all fixed.
Orange barrel season.
Here it comes. We're used to that here in Michigan.
Yes, we are. It never goes away.
What else we're used to is going from 60 degrees on Tuesday to 20 degrees on Wednesday, 2 feet of snow, back up to 45 on Thursday, snow melts, everything floods. It's ridiculous here in Michigan.
I recall one day where it started off, say, mid-60s. Sun was shining, then a breeze kicked up, cooled down a little bit, and then we got a really bad thunderstorm. Like, real bad. And that lasted maybe like 3 hours, and the temperature dropped so much it started snowing.
And then everything froze.
Yeah, and then the next day it's just ice and snow, and you're like, it was 60 fucking degrees yesterday. Sun was out, t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah, no, I washed the car.
Yeah.
Now it's covered
Mowed the
in
lawn.
snow. Yeah.
Now I'm wearing my winter coat.
Son of a bitch. But the summer's here. Perfect. We can have some great summers here, man.
If you ever want to visit Michigan, you visit in the fall, early fall.
Yeah, late August, September, early October. That's
beautiful.
September's a good month to be
September
in,
and
especially
early October.
Northern Michigan.
Oh, the trees are changing color.
Yeah, man.
Pretty.
Well, we'd like to thank everybody once again for listening.
Always a pleasure to have you guys.
We had another fun time here on the weekend. It's a totally different vibe than what we did last week on...
a lot more show prep went in on this, I think.
Well, we took some time to fill out our brackets.
Yeah, we did.
We filled them out, and you know what?
I'm excited about this.
As soon as we hit stop, we're going to pick our champion.
That's fair.
That way it's done before the brackets get started. And you guys will know, listening to this, that we had our picks in. And hopefully you checked out the Facebook page and you...
Put your vote in?
Yeah, put your votes in. Pick your bracket.
I'm excited to see some upsets.
There's one good one at the bottom of one of the brackets that's a couple of older movies.
Yes.
That we're both curious to see how that one plays out. Well, that'll probably hit next week. You know, it'll be one of the ones we pick. We're going to keep them coming for you. So stay tuned. Get involved. Help us out. Pick the best comedy movie. Maybe I'll get a trophy.
Ooh.
Put it up on the shelf next to all the beer bottles.
I like this idea.
This we'll do a couple of brackets this year, and then at the end of the year we'll have some good trophies to hand out.
Yeah. Everyone gets a trophy.
Everybody gets a trophy on our show. There's no losers. Well, there's one loser, but we won't call him by name.
Thanks.
So yeah, we will see you this time next week. Thank you very much.